Fala, seus lindões, Kreuser aqui, e o vídeo de hoje é um vídeo de entrevista com o diretor de Mortal Kombat, o Simon McQuoid, que teve uma grande responsabilidade aí nas suas mãos de renovar a franquia de Mortal Kombat para os cinemas. A gente já teve algumas obras adaptadas anteriormente, e ainda mais porque a gente tem uma franquia de games muito querida aí. E aí eu conversei bastante com ele sobre o filme, sobre como que ele trouxe, né, a adaptação dos games para o cinema e o que você pode esperar desse filme. Então, espero que vocês gostem dessa entrevista e, lógico, não esquece de deixar o seu gostei para me ajudar aqui e se inscreve no canal se você gostar do conteúdo e dos outros conteúdos que eu sempre trago as novidades dos filmes e das séries aqui para vocês. Então, fique com a entrevista.
Ao longo da história, diversas culturas do mundo todo falam de um grande torneio de campeões para lutar no que chamam de Mortal Kombat.
In the movie, we have a brand new character that honors some of the fan favorite characters of the franchise. Could you talk a little bit about your perspective on this character and what are your plans for him?
So Cole Young is the eyes for a new audience to come through and start to learn about the world and learn about the Mortal Kombat history and the details within it. And Sonya is someone who really brings him into it. And so he's sort of the first person who we come into, and then he stays and we go off to Sonya, and then we goes to Jax and then goes to Sonya. So we felt Cole leads us in and helps educate a new audience. And we felt that it was okay to bring a new character in because Mortal Kombat brings new characters in from time to time, and they've built a big roster of characters. We felt there was a precedent there that was probably okay to add in a new character. You know, when I won't give away any spoilers here, but when you get to know when you understand what his connection is to this world, then I think that perhaps gives us some opportunities going forward and where he could go to. So we haven't really mapped that out. We have spoken loosely about it, but we'll just see.
What is the major difficulty in telling a story and still introducing so many characters and still honoring the game?
Well, you've pretty much just wrapped up everything that we had to think about on a daily basis on bringing this story and this film about. So it was a constant balancing act between respecting each character and making sure they all had their moment and their time to shine. It was just a constant conversation, a constant discussion, constant attention about each of the things that really matter in the film and matter in the story, and it all sort of centers around character, really. Obviously, there's a lot of Mortal Kombat mythology and lore that we really needed to consider and respect and make sure we were handling that right. And then it was about taking all those elements and those characters and bringing and giving it a tone and a feel that elevated those characters and their story to this cinematic space. So that was it stylistically. That was the job that I was really trying to do.
Mortal Kombat is a game that has a lot of iconic moves. How was it for you to print that out in theaters?
I always like to keep the camera very connected to character. So I try not to put the camera in a position where it feels like it's just there for trickery. Now, sometimes we needed to do that just for the sheer fun of it. There's a great camera move that our camera operator, Jason Elson, did in the Kano Sonya fight where it's over the top and it spirals around. That was in there just for the fun of it. Jason said, "Hey, I've got an idea. Have a look. What do you think of this?" So he did that, and that was amazing. But I really love to just stay very connected with the character, and that also played into the way we did the fights as well. So I wanted to make sure that we were not cutting away too much. It was very much about letting the amazing martial artists really do their work, and we really get to see it.
Mortal Kombat is a very successful game franchise, especially after the end of the film. Can we expect a sequel in theaters or maybe a film franchise?
It's not for us to decide whether there's a sequel. It's if the fans want one, and if the audiences say yeah, and like what we did first, we've considered that we all need some sort of joiner piece that will allow us to move into that, but we haven't really thought about it in much detail. We don't really talk about it. We'll just see how we go on this first film, and from that point on, we'll see what happens. But it's all up in the air at the moment.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your movie.
My pleasure. Absolutely. Great talking to you.